Here come the North Sydney Bears. Gavin Jones back in first grade today. He'll be very pleased to see his name in the top 13. And the lineup: John MacArthur comes in for Conlon at fullback. Kiss, Steve McGowan, the Englishman, in the centres. Egan, Hall, Florimo and Martin. It's David Hall, the winger, number 5. Billy Moore is the lock forward, wearing 12. Gavin Jones in the second row. Larson, in the front row, Toole, McPhail and Jarvis. The coach is Steve Martin. And the Sharks emerging from the dressing rooms, which are underneath the grandstand here at North Sydney. Barry Russell playing at 5'8" today. So the lineup: Docking at fullback, Corkery, Eddinghausen, McGaw and Davidson. Russell 5'8", Spina is the halfback. And the forward lineup without Gavin Miller: Hatch at lock, Alan Wilson in the second row with Craig Diamond, Staines, Massey and Lee. The coach is Alan Fitzgibbon. The referee is Tony Kelly. Everything in readiness. Cronulla running with the breeze. North Sydney will attack into it, and Laurie Spina gathers the ball. Good kick right down between the posts, and the tackle comes in from Gary Larson. The last time these two teams met at Caltex Field, Cronulla beat Norths 20-6. Of course, that was last year. Here's Dan Staines, who's been battling a virus. In fact, that virus first hit him 5 weeks ago and only just starting to get back to full strength. David Hatch in a dummy half. Luke Massey taking the ball forward. They haven't made all that much ground. Still inside their 22, and it's the 5th tackle. There's Andrew Eddinghausen. He will have the long kicking duties. Has to come across from the centres. The ball spilled by John MacArthur, and the referee plays the knock on. Bad start for MacArthur.
Well, we have a look here, the kicking roll by Eddinghausen. It's a long punt, a very difficult one, landing very hard, just popping out. I think the referee ruled rightly there. So it's a good start for Cronulla.
MacArthur just slightly misjudging it, found it a little high on his chest. It seemed to carry on a little further than he expected with that wind, and he wasn't side on. Here's Spina on the blind. Out it goes to Corkery. Corkery just 10 metres out. Chance early now for Cronulla. Plenty of tackles up their sleeve. The ball has been knocked down. Wilson's pass. It's 6 more tackles. A North Sydney hand on the ball. Spina, Russell, they're deep, out to McGaw. Florimo moved up very quickly and managed to get hold of him, and now McGowan collars him. They lost ground, 25 metres out. Russell, Spina, Eddinghausen, pushes away from Toole, gets it out to his winger Corkery. Inside Larson, but he hangs on, now he goes again. 20 metres out. Cronulla throwing it wide early here. Here's Diamond, that's a good tackle. Les Kiss it was, the winger, in to make the tackle on the forward. Taking it forward, Danny Lee. 15 metres out, in fact less than that. Russell guts it across the ruck, slips a ball, and that's the last tackle. It was Diamond taking the pass, going straight forward, and that's a handover.
Good defence there by North. Cronulla electing to run the football in the last tackle.
Some big scores in the early games. Cronulla winning the under-21s 46-10. And in reserve grade, North defeating Cronulla 28 points to 4. And Scott Wilson, the former South Sydney player, did make his appearance in the second half for North.
John, we saw North 3 weeks ago against St George. One would hope that they're going to move the ball a little bit wider today.
Yes, Arthur. I think both teams have been inconsistent in recent weeks. Cronulla I've watched closely over the last few weeks, and they'll be looking for improvement also. But if Kelly can keep them apart today, we should see an entertaining game.
North's coming up with an extra 6 tackles. Russell charged down Martin's kick. The referee said he played at the ball. 6 more tackles to North's. Here's Gavin Jones. Played State of Origin football in 1986.
Very unfortunate not to make the Kangaroo Tour. He sustained a broken leg prior to the tour being picked, and one would hope that he'd appreciate the jump up in class today.
He's found it difficult to get into first grade and stay there. There's the kick from Martin. Docking. Good step away from the first tackle.
And Warren, that's excellent pressure from Cronulla on the kicker Martin from North. Let's hope that North do the same thing with ET, because here's Davidson making a run.
Ran from Davidson, McGaw cutting down the touchline. In he goes. Got away from Martin in cover, but the rest of them coming across picked him up. 25 metres out. Quick play the ball. Patch, Spina, Russell looking wide. Out there is Staines trying to straighten it up. Dan Staines, the front rower in centre field.
We have looking back, like Craig Diamond down.
Now it's Docking up in the line. Eddinghausen pushes away from one tackle. He's still going. The first man in was Kelly Egan. Eddinghausen shrugged him off. There's Craig Diamond down. Massey loses it back. In fact, it was Danny Lee. On it goes to Spina. Now it's with Docking. Staines out to Corkery. And McGowan grabs him from behind. Down on the 22. It's the 5th tackle. Cronulla, if they put it high, won't want to put it too deep with the breeze. There it is from Eddinghausen. In fact, it's not carrying all that far. And it's straight down into the arms of Florimo. Johnny Peard might have been right. Maybe the breeze isn't quite as strong as it appears from up here. Certainly the flags are catching the high breeze quite strongly.
Now both sides seem to be getting a little benefit at times, Warren. It's moving around the wind.
So Cronulla up inside the 5 and the penalty goes to Norths.
Cronulla have started badly in their last couple of games, Warren, but today they seem to have a willingness to move the ball, which had pleased their coach, but still maintaining control.
Cronulla had a good battle against Wests last week. Wests almost got away with that game, but Cronulla finished it off well in the end, 16 points to 10. They've had a mixed record. 3 weeks back, they lost to Newcastle at Caltex. Here's Eddinghausen on the outside of his man, over the top to McGaw. McGaw tackled by Martin brilliantly. Well, that's 3 or 4 cover defending and possibly try-saving tackles from Jason Martin already in the game.
There's a great break there by Eddinghausen there. He had too much pace for Billy Moore, but he gets the ball out. And here's little Jason Martin coming over. A great tackle there. Great covering tackle by the halfback.
We remember a couple of weeks ago, Martin was consistently high in the tackle count for North Sydney, despite the fact he was playing 5'8". He was bringing up 35 tackles a game. He was alongside Mark Soden, and it would appear that Steve Martin, the coach, decided it was too much of a risk playing 2 little men alongside each other. Now Martin is playing at halfback.
Yeah, Warren, that tackle was reminiscent of Johnny Raver, Ron Coote and Jack Sinclair.
You are rolling the years back.
Cronulla up inside the 5 metres from that scrum. They weren't back 5 from the scrum base. Now Martin will look for touch. Only picks up 12 metres or so, but at least he found touch. And here's Toole. McPhail in a dummy half. The speculation that Tony Ray is going to find it hard to get back into this side. Ray out with a broken finger. Billy Moore onto MacArthur. MacArthur standing, back to McPhail. Martin wants it. Jones up the middle. Still going, Gavin Jones. Good strong run. That sent Cronulla backwards 15 metres. Martin is deep with Florimo. The kick through for his centres. Racing through his haul. Davidson going back and manages to gather it in. Can he get back into the field of play? No, good defence in the end. Good chasing. Kelly Egan was down there and David Hall, and they did the job.
We have a look here, the grubber put through by Florimo, but there was a good chase by the North Sydney side by Kelly Egan and
David Hall it was.
David Hall. He hasn't had much of a chance to warm up, has he, John?
No. North's ball, Florimo gets it away to MacArthur. Russell seems to have recovered okay, making the tackle. Kiss gets a good tackle from Wilson. Drove him backwards to the quarter line. Toole. Slow play the ball. Moore goes straight through on the blind side. Sheer pace from Billy Moore. He came from nowhere, just exploded into the gap. That try should not have been on. The defence seemed to be set. Moore hit it on the burst and just flew through the opening. To play the ball 13 metres in from touch. There's a decoy runner, drew a couple of crabs inside, but Moore, flying on the angle, just cut straight through. Look at the salute, why not? That's a solo effort.
We have a look here. Gary Larson comes as the decoy, but he just steps around Mark McGaw, indicating that Mark McGaw might have a problem with his shoulder. Saluting to the crowd. Good try, but very poor defence here by Mark McGaw. If you have a look, it's on his left side. That would indicate that Mark McGaw has a left shoulder. It is pretty bad. Mark McGaw very reliable in defence ordinarily.
Well, very determined in defence. He always marks up very keenly, but he either got caught on the wrong foot by the decoy runner or just relaxed for a moment. MacArthur with the conversion attempt, swinging back to the right of the uprights. So North Sydney lead Cronulla 4 points to 0. Johnny Peard, what did the coaches have to say?
Well, Coach Martin in the North Sydney room, Warren, he wants them to concentrate on control and kick chase. He realises they've worked up or used quite a bit of fuel, and in the other room, Fitzgibbons, he wants them to pull out a little bit extra character because he knows they've had a fair bit of possession and they've just got to lift themselves individually.
Here's Docking, bringing the ball back a good 30 metres.
Also, Warren, a change. Norths have got Boasted on the wing instead of Les Kiss.
Les Kiss had both legs strapped in the first half, but I didn't see him actually get injured. Remember, right on half-time, he put the little kick through and chased it towards the dead ball line. There's Kerry Boasted.
Hamstring injury for Kiss.
It was a hammy. Spina. Russell standing outside him. McGaw to Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen coasting along. Now he claps on the speed and goes straight past McGowan. Eddinghausen could go all the way. MacArthur comes across at him. Eddinghausen put a line and he scores. Great solo effort from Andrew Eddinghausen. He got that ball on the halfway line. He coasted around once he received the ball off McGaw. Once he turned on the pace, he cut straight through from a defence that was caught asleep. That's the halfway line. The ball back from McGaw. One missed tackle. Now Eddinghausen is only going half pace here. He sees the opening and shoots for it. Straight inside McGowan, and the cover defence coming across. Martin and MacArthur simply couldn't get to him.
As a coach, if you said this was a set piece, they'd say you had rocks in your head. McGaw offloads the ball, he cuts back. North's making the mistake of not moving up both sides of the ruck. He cuts back in beside Jarvis and McGowan there and wins the race to the line. But they would say that you had rocks in your head as a coach who said this was a set piece.
He has that tremendous speed, Andrew Eddinghausen, because he played fullback for New South Wales, and I guess he's wondering exactly where his representative future lies right at this moment. Matthew Corkery. His first shot at goal for the day. It's a very difficult one. What a kick. What a kick from Corkery. 6 points to 4, the Sharks hit the lead. Referee Kelly wants the ball in the scrum.
Give us some fucking weight.
Well, I guess they want some weight. Here's Barry Russell. Barry Russell bursting away from the tackle. Still going is Russell. What a great run. 11 metres inside North Territory. Great run from the 5'8". Wilson now skirts wide. Tries to float a ball. It did come off Boasted's hands. Corkery gathers it in at 6 more tackles to the Sharks.
Yeah, look at the Sharks. They're all very bunched. You'd think the ball comes back from Docking, but they're all...
Florimo intercept. Florimo chased by Eddinghausen. Davidson coming across, and Florimo will go all the way. Florimo races 50 metres. We saw Eddinghausen show sheer speed to go. One direction a moment ago for a try. Florimo has intercepted a loose ball, and North hit the front. The Sharks, Arthur said they were bunched. The pass went behind Pappas. Florimo was moving up in defence. He ran straight onto the ball. Eddinghausen gave up the chase pretty early, realised that he couldn't catch Florimo, and Florimo left Davidson behind.
Well, this is what happens. A great break by Russell, but what happens? A mistake by Cronulla, and Florimo comes up with a loose ball straight under the post. This changes the complexion of the game. If they'd have spread out, they could have been... we'll have a look again. Once Docking past the ball, a poor pass to Pappas. Florimo picking up the crumbs, going straight to the... putting the throttle down and going straight under the post. Thank you very much. 6 points.
Elation for Greg Florimo. He was the youngest captain of North Sydney back in 1988 at the age of 20. MacArthur right in front and makes no mistake. And North skip away to a handy lead. Toole standing off the scrum there.
That was an interesting ploy, wasn't it?
Yes, the big front row standing at 5'8".
John, that was shades of 75 when I was standing out as a 5'8". We never won the scrum.
Took you 10 minutes to get back there too.
Thanks, John.
Now Adrian Toole running at Barry Russell. If he had support off him, could have been very dangerous for the Sharks. Good thought by Steve Martin anyway.
I bet the halfback didn't run around you.
No, in those days you didn't have the head and the feet. They missed my weight in the scrum.
Here's Toole, slipping a great ball away to Ian French. French, only on the field for a couple of minutes, has scored what could be a very important try. We're 15 minutes into the second half and North leads 14 points to 6. Good ball, slipped away by Adrian Toole, the man we were just discussing, playing at 5'8". He got it off Martin, stood and delivered. Ian French on his shoulder, bursting through.
If we have a look here, Martin looks like he's hanging the ball. Could have been a shade forward, we don't know, but great backing up by Ian French there. You have to give the coach a rap here. He's just brought Ian French into the fray. Everyone sort of held off Toole there, thinking that he wouldn't get the ball, but he delayed the pass. A great delay pass there from Jason Martin.
Elation amongst the Bears. Plenty of smiles there. Ian French, formerly a winner Manly in Queensland, been with the Bears now for a few seasons, since '87 in fact. And the extras added. North now have a very handy lead, 16 points to 6.
You didn't think that pass from Toole to French was forward? I beg your pardon, not from Toole, it was from Jason Martin
to Toole. It was a very short pass, wasn't it? Yeah, well, it didn't occur to me at the time. Sometimes the camera angles can be a little deceptive. Here's Ian French now. Gee, he's keen, Ian French. He's been in everything. Steve McGowan forced into the open space. Ettinghausen chases. Docking has to make the tackle. No, he can't get him. North at Davidson. McGowan has supported Martin. Martin away from Docking. And he shoots a pass away. And Kelly Egan will score the try. North have gone from one end of the field to the other. Egan finishes off a great burst. And that should be the nail in the coffin. 20 points to 6. There's still 20 minutes to go, but they were inside their quarter. Ian French was the man. What a performance he's had. 5 minutes on the field. He's already made 3 strong runs, 2 breaks. McGowan goes downfield, changes direction here. He got away from Davidson, who was a little tangled up with Docking, straightened it up, floated the pass, may have floated a little forward there out to Martin, and Kelly Egan had backed up to finish off the move, and that's a great North Sydney try.
Who said Norths have no imagination? If you have a look here, he steps off his left feet. A tackle there, support from McGowan, cuts back in. Poor tackle by Ettinghausen there. Ettinghausen has 2 shots in him here, if you have a look. Cuts away from him, goes into Docking. Docking misses him. Missed by Davidson, keeps going. Support play here coming up from Jason Martin. He takes out Docking here. And a good pass there to Kelly Egan. A great try by North Sydney. You won't see him any better than that.
Kelly Egan, another student teacher, 22 years of age, was a State of Origin shadow this year. MacArthur adds the extras, and comes off the upright, but another very valuable 2 points.
One would think that North should get the feed, but he's given it to Cronulla.
Cronulla inside their own quarter. Ettinghausen floats it out to Davidson. They left him free. There's David Hall. He was standing deep from that scrum. They've been anticipating the possible kick through for Ettinghausen. Cronulla have lost it, and it's a North Sydney ball. Too many mistakes from Cronulla today.
Yeah, Luke Massey there just gilding and trying to keep the ball alive.
Florimo is trapped.
Good pressure there by Wilson.
The full-time siren sounds. The North Sydney fans. They've borne a lot over the last few years, but the Bears are giving them something to cheer about in 1990. And they've got a win over the Sharks here today at North Sydney Oval. A well-earned win. It was 4-0 at half-time. A good, strong second half, and they've won 22 points to 6.